Practicing Minimalism the Stoic Way, a guide to simplifying life in a world full of distractions. In today's fast-paced, material-driven society, we often find ourselves overwhelmed by the constant barrage of distractions. Whether it's the latest trends, gadgets, or the pressure to acquire more. The modern world is built on the premise of excess. However, amidst this noise, the teachings of Stoic philosophy offer a powerful antidote, providing a timeless guide on how to live simply, with purpose, and in harmony with nature. The Stoic approach to minimalism doesn't just involve decluttering your physical space, it involves clearing mental and emotional clutter, fostering emotional resilience, and prioritizing what truly matters. The deep connection between Stoic philosophy and minimalism. At its core, Stoic philosophy teaches that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what is outside our control. This principle is encapsulated in the dichotomy of control, one of the foundational concepts in Stoicism. According to Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, our peace of mind is disturbed not by external events, but by our reactions to them. In a similar vein, minimalism challenges us to reduce the noise of excess, whether material or emotional, and focus on what is truly valuable and within our control. Embracing minimalism through the Stoic lens encourages us to rethink our relationship with possessions, achievements, and even emotions. It calls for a focus on virtue over wealth, personal growth over material accumulation, and emotional resilience over external validation. Stoicism does not advocate for asceticism or the rejection of all pleasures, but rather for moderation and self-awareness. In this context, minimalism is not merely about owning fewer things, but about freeing ourselves from the mental and emotional weight of an excess of distractions, desires, and worries. Core Stoic principles that align with minimalism. 1. The dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control is a key Stoic concept that divides things into two categories: what we can control and what we cannot. Our actions, thoughts, and responses fall under the realm of our control, while external circumstances, the actions of others, and the past are beyond our influence. Minimalism, when viewed through this lens, encourages us to simplify our lives by focusing on what is within our control. By letting go of the need to control external factors and focusing on our own internal state, we reduce the clutter in our minds and become more present in the moment. 2. Living in accordance with nature. Another fundamental Stoic principle is living in accordance with nature. For Stoics, nature is not just the physical world around us, but the nature of human beings as rational creatures. To live in harmony with nature is to cultivate virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Minimalism, in a Stoic sense, involves aligning our desires with what is truly natural for human beings, living simply, practicing moderation, and not succumbing to the temptation of excess. By living according to nature, we cultivate a life of purpose, free from the distractions of unnecessary possessions and desires. 3. Virtue over external possessions. The Stoics believed that true happiness and fulfillment do not come from external wealth, possessions, or success. Instead, happiness is derived from cultivating virtue, the excellence of character. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflects on the importance of focusing on inner qualities such as integrity, courage, and wisdom, rather than the pursuit of external rewards. Minimalism, therefore, becomes a natural extension of this philosophy. By prioritizing virtue over material possessions, we free ourselves from the constant pursuit of wealth and status, and instead focus on cultivating qualities that lead to true fulfillment. Minimalism as a path to emotional resilience and mental clarity. In a world filled with distractions, emotional turmoil, and constant demands, minimalism offers a path to greater emotional resilience and mental clarity. When we choose to declutter our environments, we also create space for clearer thinking and less emotional overload. This process involves not just physical decluttering, but also mental and emotional decluttering. For example, we can practice Stoic techniques such as journaling or reflection to examine our thoughts, identify irrational beliefs, and declutter our minds. By removing unnecessary worries and judgments, we can focus on what is truly important: our thoughts, our actions, and our emotional responses. This mental clarity allows us to respond to challenges with equanimity, rather than being swept away by external circumstances. Practical steps to implement Stoic minimalism. 1. Declutter your physical environment. Start by simplifying your surroundings. Remove items that no longer serve a purpose, bring you joy, or contribute to your well-being. Take a Stoic approach to possessions. Ask yourself whether an item adds value to your life or is simply a source of distraction. By creating a clean, organized environment, you create space for inner peace and reflection. As Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. 2. Cultivate emotional resilience. Minimalism isn't just about decluttering your physical space. It's also about simplifying your emotional landscape. Practice emotional resilience by focusing on what you can control, such as your responses to external events. Use Stoic practices like mindfulness and negative visualization to prepare yourself for challenges. By reducing the emotional weight of unnecessary attachments, fears, and anxieties, you can approach life with greater calmness and clarity. 3. Prioritize what truly matters. In a world full of distractions, it can be easy to lose sight of what truly matters. The Stoics emphasized the importance of focusing on our values and our purpose, rather than chasing after fleeting pleasures or external validation. Minimalism encourages us to prioritize what is essential: our relationships, our health, our personal growth, and let go of everything else. By aligning our actions with our deepest values, we live with intention and meaning. 4. Embrace self-discipline and moderation. Minimalism in the Stoic sense requires self-discipline and moderation. This just means not overindulging in anything, whether it's food, possessions, entertainment, or even work. The Stoic concept of temperance teaches us to control our desires and not let them control us. By embracing moderation, we free ourselves from the chains of excess and gain greater control over our lives. Real-life examples of Stoic minimalism. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, practiced minimalism throughout his life. Despite his immense power and wealth, he lived simply, focusing on his duties and virtues rather than material luxuries. In his meditations, he repeatedly reflects on the importance of living in accordance with nature and prioritizing inner peace over external success. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, lived a life of simplicity despite his wealth and status. In his letters to Lucilius, he often spoke about the importance of simplicity and how excess leads to anxiety and discontent. Seneca's teachings offer valuable insights into how embracing a minimalist lifestyle can lead to greater emotional clarity and freedom from the burden of unnecessary possessions. Modern figures such as the author and entrepreneur Ryan Holiday have also embraced Stoic minimalism. Holiday's writings, including his book The Daily Stoic, emphasize the importance of simplifying our lives, focusing on what matters and letting go of distractions to achieve greater emotional and mental well-being. The power of minimalism in achieving peace of mind, purpose, and happiness. When we embrace minimalism through the Stoic lens, we are not just simplifying our surroundings, we are also cultivating inner peace, purpose, and happiness. By focusing on what we can control, living in accordance with nature, and prioritizing virtue, we remove the distractions that hinder our growth and fulfillment. Stoicism teaches us that true happiness comes not from external possession, but from cultivating inner strength, resilience, and virtue. As we practice minimalism, we learn to detach ourselves from the fleeting pleasures of the world and focus on what is truly important. By aligning our lives with our values, we create a life of purpose, peace, and lasting happiness. If this article has inspired you to embrace a simpler, more meaningful life, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that can help guide you on your journey to inner peace and wisdom. Embrace the Stoic way of minimalism today and start living with clarity, purpose, and resilience.